GM. Today's lesson, talking a little bit about the ups and downs of success and just life in general. Got a great question from Moonboy, and there's a quote in it, and the quote's really good. I'll read the quote first. Mountaintops are small and the air is thin for a reason, because you're not supposed to dwell on top of the mountain. So, meaning, when you reach the top of a mountain, you don't stay there, right? Your goal is to reach the top of the mountain, but you don't get there and think, this is great, I'm going to live here. I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. What's the first thing you do? Obviously, you enjoy the feeling of reaching the mountaintop, but immediately you're plotting your path back down. And same thing goes for achieving any goal, especially a big one. When you achieve big goals, you're going to get this great sense of satisfaction. The more difficult it is, the greater the sense of satisfaction. But equally, you can't stay still, and also you can't stay in an upwards trajectory only. Much like going up and down mountains, our lives will take us in cycles and sort of like wave formation, just like you see on the charts. That's true for everything in life. You're constantly rising and falling. You're never stagnant, right? This whole thing about staying still or being on a plateau, it doesn't exist. You're either progressing or you're regressing. You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. But that's not a bad thing, right? And that's just life. It's just how the game is. And you can't be resentful of it. And you can't be fearful of it. A lot of times that could be a fear-inducing thing, to think that as you reach towards a goal, you actually know that you're going to come back down off that peak at some point. This is especially true with trading. As you go through a period where you're trading well and you're making money and your portfolio is growing and you have a streak of wins, or you have a consistent period of a lot of winning, it's a bit daunting to know for sure that at some point that will stop going up and start coming down. No one has ever had an up-only trajectory of growth in anything. There's always peaks and valleys. The goal is to make the valleys as shallow as possible and to make the peaks consistent. Meaning that as you rise and as you grow and as you get better, you should be trying to reach new heights and not drop back as far, whether it's in your portfolio, your trading portfolio, whether it's in goals you set for yourself physically. You know, if you have a goal for losing weight, if you're 120 kg and you want to get to 80 kg, and you go from 120 down to 110, but then you go back up to 112, that's fine, right? When you're losing weight, you just want to lose it all the way. But if you go 120 to 110, then to 112, and then down to 105, that's progress. And it's funny how progress in anything literally looks like the candlesticks on a chart. It's like it comes down a bit, and then it bounces. It's a correction. It's a pullback. And it's funny how the markets have so many analogies towards life. Because that is true. Think about it in terms of the trend, whatever it is. If it's your health, your strength, your fitness, your weight, your finances, what's the trend? You should try and make sure that the trend, the impulsive moves, are up. If you think about this in terms of making money, you want to have large, sustained bursts of accumulating money. That's through working, business, your trading, your saving. You have long stretches and especially parts in between where you get a lot of money relatively to you all at once. And you understand that nothing can ever go up only. It will come back, but much like the chart, if the chart is up and the pullbacks are small, that is the correct trajectory. Now, you have to check with yourself that you're not in a downtrend in these areas, right? If you're trying to lose weight, but you're taking one step forward, two steps back, right? You lose 5 kilos, but then you put on 6. You're going in the opposite direction. You need to correct that. And it's this striving to never have any setbacks that throws people off. When someone's trying to lose weight, they go from 120 to 115, and then it goes back up to 117. What actually happens is they lose confidence, they lose faith, they get upset because they wanted to just see it go down, and then they give up, and then they balloon back to a higher weight. This is it in trading. I mean, whether it's your portfolio growth or your trading, if you everyone has this in crypto because you own coins, right? And then the coins go up. So they own coins, then the coins go up, and then the market, as it does, tops out and pulls back. And somebody might have 10K and it grows to 50, and then it drops back to 30. Instead of realizing that that's positive growth, and what you have to do is stop it from dropping and try and get it to rise again, they panic. All they can think is, oh, I had 50. I need to get it back. I need to get it back. I need to get it back. And then suddenly the 30 goes to 20, goes to 10, and then they lose. You can track this right now in all areas of your life. In health, in wealth, in relationships, in your job. Or is the trend of what you're doing up? When you look at your net worth growth, does it grow a lot and drop a little and grow a lot and drop a little? Or does it grow slowly and then drop a lot as you do something to sabotage it? If you notice that, you know things need to change. You have to implement something that puts you into a position where you're more consistent with the general direction of the trend. Don't be afraid of corrections, pullbacks, drops. The drops are fine as long as the move up is of a greater magnitude than the drop, and you keep momentum to have another move up, you're going in the right direction. You can't stay at those peaks, right? You can't stay on top of the mountain. When you have that really good burst, you have a few really good weeks on your diet, you have a few really good weeks of training, you have a few really good weeks of trading, you have a few really good weeks of sales in your business. That's great. Capitalize on it. It can't stay forever. Remember that when it turns, your job is to manage it so it doesn't come back below where you first started. Your baseline should be rising, 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 rising like a trend.